real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Cache Martinez was engaged to the defendant, but she called it off after she caught the defendant having a threesome while her 105-year-old grandmother was upstairs. Cache is suing her ex-fiancée for unpaid rent. Defendant Charles Harrison admits that he cheated on Cache and was caught having a threesome, but he claims it was only because Cache had been withholding sex from him for months. Charles is countersuing for the value of an engagement ring.
Start with you.
Judge Mathis, I'm here today because I felt, betrayed by somebody I thought that loved me. And one of the reasons we're not together right now is because I caught him in the basement having a threesome with two women while my 105 grandmother was upstairs sleeping.
I object, Your Honor, real quick. The reason we're not together is because...
Did that happen? We're talking about that.
That did happen. That happened.
Okay, Sir, you too broke to get a hotel?
It wasn't.
Let me go back to her. When you mess with broke men, that's your first problem. Go ahead. Go ahead. What'd you do when you caught the man downstairs in your house or in your family home with your grandmother upstairs making love to two women? What did you do?
Well, I was very highly upset, but I didn't commence into beating him up or stuff like that. I told him, I said, if y'all don't leave within the next 5 minutes, everybody has to get dressed and go, or I'm going to call the police. My grandmother is 105, and I don't think that she deserves that. They were downstairs blasting the music. That's what made me, wondering what's going on, because my grandmother's 105, she's sleeping. She's not blasting no hip hop music in the middle of the afternoon. That was
the end
reason,
of the relationship.
Yes, that's the reason why we broke up.
Take me back to earlier.
We met August of 2010.
Where'd you meet him?
I met him, I was going to beauty school, and I met him through a mutual friend.
All right, and you didn't meet him in the strip club?
No.
See, these folks meet each other in the strip clubs because it's fashionable now for the women who are heterosexual. They go to the strip clubs and want to party, and they meet a man there and think that he's going to be honest and pure.
Well, I didn't think that he was going to be like that. I met him, he was very nice to me.
What was it like those 2 years?
In the beginning, he made me feel real good. He made me feel like a whole new person. A couple of years ago before I met him, I got brutally attacked and slashed. So when I got into meeting with him and he just was showing me new things that I've never seen before, taking me places, and I thought that he was in love with me until I started to see signs of, different girls, he's telling me these are his friends, but different girls is texting him at 4 a.m. and stuff like that. So I have friends on Facebook that's friends with him that's showing me pictures of him with females at clubs and him at the strip club. And, another incident was where, he told me he was going to be at his mom's house and he was in Miami for 3 days.
Okay,
Actually.
Let me hear from you.
The reason we're not together, yes, I did cheat. I did sleep with the two women like she said, but...
No. Add the other part. In her house, with her grandmother upstairs. Don't forget that part.
All right, in her house.
Yeah, because that's probably the most low down part. Go ahead.
Right, Your Honor. But at the time, like she said, this happened at the end of our relationship. For months, she was like withholding sex from me. It wasn't like I just stepped out of the relationship and was like, oh, let's go get some chicks. She wasn't coming off to sex for like months.
Did she say why, or did you all
She was
discuss
upset.
it?
At the time, when we first met, I was working. Like she said, I took her places and things like that. After I got into a car accident in January, I didn't plan to get into a car accident. The money stopped coming in as it was, So what happened was we sleep in the same bed together. I'm trying to, whatever, TV show. But she's like, she says to me, oh, where's that money at for the rent? You owe rent. Tell one of these, and I'm thinking, love's supposed to be free.
You're about to do your thing.
You understand? Love's supposed to be free.
Hey, man, what that rent?
So, and then she would even say, oh, ask one of these other girls that's in your phone, because she thought I was
Them
cheating.
other women, right. It didn't have anything to do with that rent. It had to do with those other women. What else you want to tell me before we get to the rent?
Like I said, she used sex as a weapon through the, like for the.
Got that.
I'm so serious. Like, I mean, like you laying next to somebody you're supposed to love.
Sir,
and
we
then
got that. That's
all right.
out of the way.
I
believed her. Anything else you want me to know aside from she withheld sex from you?
She withheld sex from me.
Anything else? Nothing else. All right. Go ahead. All right, now we know he's a sex fiend. Now let's get to the unpaid rent. How does he owe you for rent?
Well, in October 19th, that's when he moved in, and the agreement was for me and him to split it down the middle, which is 500, 500, and we paid $1,000 a month to my aunt.
And what happened?
Well, during the first month, he gave me $200. When he first moved in, he gave me $200. He promised me that he would, give me the rest. He's working. He was a plumber, and he does, big jobs. So it takes a period of time for him to get the money.
When did he finally give you some money?
He only gave me money the first month.
Never gave you any more money. How long was he there?
He was
from
there
October through what?
To September 2011.
A year, nearly. Sir, what do you say about the rent?
Well, the rent, I don't feel I should have to pay her the rent. Even though I did sign and say we were gonna split the rent, but we signed that agreement in like October. January, I got into a car accident. I injured my shoulder. I didn't know that was gonna happen. I couldn't work. You know what I'm saying? I was badly injured. And
That's a terrible thing. What about November and December? What's your excuse
November
for
and
then?
December, what I told her was, Christmas was coming up, and I was trying to get everybody Christmas gifts, I was trying to get everybody Christmas gifts. It wasn't like I was just not gonna pay her. Like, I wasn't planning on.
I was impressed when she said you were a plumber. That's a good paying job, but I'm extremely disappointed to hear that you won't even pay your rent, that you live off of a woman, and all you have to say for yourself, Christmas is coming up. Very disappointed, man. The engagement ring, you're countersuing her, $1,100. How does she owe you for that?
All right, the engagement. I actually got video of the proposal and all of that.
Okay, good. Let's see the proposal.
I was kind of, under the influence a little bit, Judge Mathis.
Bitch, you know I have to do it right? Hold on. You know I have to do it right? It's the right finger. It's the drugs. Dang. It might be kind of good. You gotta get it sized up.
What were you under the influence of?
I was smoking some marijuana, and I was kind of drunk in that video.
You sure you weren't smoking crack?
No, I don't partake in any of those drugs at all, Your Honor. I don't partake in any white drugs at all, Your Honor.
Do you have an estimate of the amount? And when you asked her to return it, what has she said?
When I asked her to return the ring, she told me no. She was like, the only reason I asked her was because it was like a month later after she had kicked me out. That's why I asked her for the ring, she said. But I just feel like the relationship is over, so she should give me back my ring.
Engagement rings are conditional gifts, meaning conditioned upon marriage. And if the marriage doesn't happen, you give the gifts back. Ma'am, why don't you believe you should give him the engagement ring back or the money?
I didn't break the agreement. He cheated on me. My every intention was to be with him, and I came home to that mess. I just can't. It's unbelievable. And he really wants to ask me for a ring back. I could see if I did something wrong to him, if I was cheating on him. But why should I give him a ring back for something I didn't break the contract between me and him. I didn't mess it up.
Your Honor.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to go by the law. The law doesn't consider that part of the decision. Do you have evidence of how much it cost?
No, I don't have any evidence.
Okay, well, I can't grant you a thing. You don't have any evidence of how much it costs unless she's going to admit that it cost $1,100? Because, quite frankly, with your low down and deceptive ways, you could have given her a Cracker Jack ring. And she didn't recognize that it was from the Cracker Jack box. How much are those? How much is a box of Cracker Jacks?
60 cents.
That's your judgment. 5,000 is yours. Have a good day.
I didn't mean to make you cry and all that, man. Like, it wasn't that deep. I didn't mean to do all that to you. I didn't mean to do it to you like that.
I'm just happy that everything is settled and I don't have to see you again. That's what I'm happy about.
You look good today. You look very nice today.
Oh, God.
Maybe we could work it out.
No.
You know?
No, I don't think so.